going on? Welcome. It's a Thursday night before Friday. TGIF for sure. Been a long week. Doing some double dipping on content. I'm going to be working on a video. Finishing up. This is for a nonprofit based out of Maine. Well, they're collaborating with a different nonprofit based out of Maine. Well, you'll learn all about them in the process of this video. This is going to be very long form, so if you're not into it, see you later. Have fun. I'll see you in the next one. But I'll probably, just hanging out, just working on this video. You might hear some screaming upstairs from Caden. He's 2. I don't know what to tell you. It really is true. The terrible twos is real. He's not that bad. It's not like that terrible, but he's definitely a lot. He's trickier. He just wants to be his independence. He wants to establish his independence. He says no to everything. His sleeping's kind of like all weird because, I don't know, just stimulation he's all over the place. It's a special stuff from Space Jam.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the Recovery-Friendly Workplace Initiative to the state of Maine, giving business owners the resources and support they need to foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
We're very excited to be working with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine. The state of Maine has invested in a statewide Recovery Friendly Workplace program.
So I want to first of all, let's make this a little bit bigger here because I don't need that much space. This arm is like 2 inches too far away. Okay. We need to do a couple things here. First of all, punch in these interviews a little bit. And we'll do some color correction. Let me just watch it through one time here.
We're very excited to be working with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine. The state of Maine has invested in a statewide Recovery Friendly Workplace program and really fulfilling part of the state strategic plan to address the opiate crisis in the state. 30% of the people that are currently working are struggling with substance use disorder. And the other thing that we know is that 70% of the people who are experiencing substance use disorder are working. So this is an issue that the state is dealing with, that businesses are dealing with, that all of our communities are dealing with, but which is often unacknowledged and often doesn't get the support it needs in order to address the real issues.
It's so important as a way to begin to break down stigma that might prevent people who are in the workplace, who you heard earlier, are struggling with substance use disorder, or people who are already in recovery and seeking work, and helping employers understand what great employees they can be. Some examples that might create barriers for people seeking employment are gaps in their resume. There may be periods of time when they weren't working if they were struggling with a substance use disorder. Employers that can accommodate that for these excellent workers, it's good for the employer and it's good for the worker.
The Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for Maine is designed to offer a common footprint for recovery-friendly workplace across the state. And what that means is the same criteria across the state for businesses who express an interest in becoming a recovery-friendly workplace, that criteria that they need to meet in order to earn the designation and the logo. It's intentionally designed to be a light lift. It's an easy lift. We want businesses to focus on their businesses. We would be developing training kits, the marketing materials, the look and feel of the logo, based on this model of a coalition of local hubs.
Some of the things that people can find right in their local communities through these local hubs are support groups, recovery coaching, telephone recovery support, meeting together and connecting with other people in recovery and having that kind of community. All of these things are available for free. Also being able to get connected to treatment, to family services, and then ultimately to employment if they're not currently employed, and working with employers and businesses to be able to connect people in recovery back to being part of their community and giving back.
Anyone who's interested in the Recovery Friendly Workplace program, please reach out.
So there you have it, folks. So the bulk of the editing has pretty much been done. You know, the bulk's done. Now I just need to add the flair to it. It's pretty incredible, actually. I learned some like really interesting stuff from these people. Like 50% of Maine's workforce uses an illicit drug at least once a week. And you might think that includes marijuana, but no, illicit for the state of Maine, meaning it does not include marijuana because they have it legalized up there, or at least decriminalized. But anyways, marijuana does not count. So 50% of Maine's workforce uses some sort of illicit drug at least once a week. That could be like Adderall, though, you know, pills illegally. But either way, I was so blown away by that stat. So they do a lot of like great work trying to deal with people who are recovering from, or, you know, whatever, trying to recover from some sort of drug abuse. Right out of the gate, the first thing that needs to be done here is color correction, mainly on that lady. But this guy here is going to need it as well. We're just going to go in here and I'm just going to bring up the highlights just a little bit because corporate video always needs to be pretty bright and wonderful. And then I like to bring up the faded film just a tiny bit, like 5 on there, just because I think that just gives it a little bit of a softer look. We'll darken our blacks, bring up our mids a little bit. Again, that might be a little too muddy.
Strategic plan to address the opiate crisis in the state. 30% of the people that are currently working are struggling with substance use disorder.
And this, I just don't like seeing his slubbiness. So we'll punch him in just a teeny weeny little bit there. Beautiful.
In the state. 30% of the people that are currently
I need to be bigger here. Y'all want to see my beautiful face, I can tell.
Working are struggling with substance use disorder. And the other thing that we know is that 70% of the people who are experiencing substance use disorder are working. So this is an issue that the state.
So, you know, they pretty much are just trying to advocate, if you didn't hear it before, they're just trying to advocate for businesses to be a little bit more lenient on people who have been addicts in the past or recovering addicts currently, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, how do you solve the problem if these people can't get jobs? It's very similar to like the prison problem. You know, people don't hire people like previous prisoners, previous felons, kind of understandably, I guess. But the problem is if you're just not hiring people who've been to prison, it makes it so much easier for them to return to prison because they can't make a normal life outside. Which is part of the reason the United States has like the highest recidivism rate. It's like something like 97%. It's insane. I don't know if that's the exact number, but I'm sure. I feel like everybody's heard it at this point. What is this lady need?
Stigma that might prevent people who are in the workplace, who you heard earlier.
Her face is looking just a little bit on the hot scale there.
Are struggling with substance use disorder, or people who are already in recovery and seeking work, and helping employers understand what great employees.
It's just a little too much. And then let me bring up the shadows, I think, on her face.
They can.
We'll call that good. And she's good. Then we'll make our adjustment layer for this fellow.
on.
These adjustment layers are just to add effects separately from the track, if anybody's interested. If you're following along at home on the editing process. So bring his highlights down. Bring his shadows down just a little bit. Bring up the midtones. Highlights can come down just a little bit.
Designed to offer a
That looks pretty
common
good. I'm
footprint
happy
for
with that.
recovery-friendly work.
So he stops talking there. Then we copy over Miss Lady here.
Recovery coaching.
And then we finish it out with one of him. Let's fix that. All right. And then he brings us out. Now the next thing,
The
you'll
Pine Tree
notice,
Institute and Portland Recovery.
that section there with my beautiful, lovely voice needs stock video, which is always a fun time to find. I use Pexels because it is copyright 0, meaning you can kind of use it for whatever you want. No one's going to ever come after a nonprofit of this size. We want workforce. We're just going to find a bunch of... Huh? What? Oh, maybe because it's not one word. Let's just do workplace. And we want to sort by horizontal. And we're going to find some really cheesy stock footage. I like to find stuff that's like a little bit on the real side. Something that somewhat looks like in this case, I want to look for people who look like they might potentially have substance abuse issues, which I know is terrible, right? Because it can be anybody, everybody. But it really is more effective if it just doesn't scream stock footage. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. This guy right here, that with the neck tattoo, like, cause that's the idea, right? People are discriminating, and it's like, no. These people are good workers, even though he's got a neck tattoo, right? So, and like welding, oh, this is good stuff right here. This is what we want. This is what we want. I don't think this guy's got a face, so there's no point. That's kind of Breaking Bad-esque. I'm not really into that. That's like so intense with that gas mask. It's almost like scary. Let's see. Can we get more of that, but without the masks? What is with these like freaking gas masks on everyone's face? This guy's smelling coffee beans. I like this guy, but I need some variety. This is going. This lady looks like this looks like the beginning of like a porno. She's just got a little bit too much cleavage popping out for a professional environment. You know what I mean? Just a little bit too much action going on there. These people are good. Let's see. Let's get like one more realistic one. Let's do, let's type in manual labor. Let's see about this here. Like, this is a good one. Because these are also kind of, this is the kind of jobs they're talking about. I don't think they're talking about people working in like a Fortune 500 company. Not that those people aren't drug addicts. The ratio of drug addicts to non is probably higher in a Fortune 500, to be 100 if we're counting things like pills, which we are, because those are drugs. I want to move my camera so that it's not focusing on my freaking... There we go. Let's see what else we got here. I know I said one more, but now it's one more for real. Now we're really going to find one more. What's with all these people painting streets? I don't need that. How about industrial work? That's a good one. All right, I'm happy with that. Now let's see. Let me just try New Hampshire. Whoops. You'd think I would have stock-footed port. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. This isn't. We need Maine. We need a Maine shot. Maine. Is that Maine? That does not look like Maine. That looks like Europe. Yeah, whatever. We'll use this. Okay. So now we've got all of our stock footy. Oh no, don't do this. Hold on. BRB. Okay. All right, we're back, I think. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so now we'll create a separate file called stock footage. And we will drag the stuff that we just downloaded into there. Here comes Sam. Samantha Levesque, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we'll drag a stock footage folder into Premiere. And we'll start throwing our stuff up there.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace initiative to the state of Maine.
So we'll find our lovely fake drone shot here. We'll stretch that out.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace.
And then when it says recovery friendly.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace initiative to the state of Maine.
And then that's when we'll put together all of our drug addict stock footage. Oh, sorry. I forgot I had that.
State of Maine, giving business owners the resources and support they need.
This guy's kind of scary, but he's great. I mean, he is playing the part.
Support they need to foster a supportive environment.
That's like not really the vibe. Let's see. This is what we want right here. And I'm gonna guess that's probably 50% speed. So I'm gonna do 150.
And support they need to foster a supportive environment.
Let's see here.
Supportive environment that encourages the success of their.
This guy looks like this guy's reading a Bible. Maybe we don't include that. And we probably should include some women. I just realized I don't have a single female up here. That's a big yikes.
And support they need to foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
This doesn't make any sense because that guy's like at home reading the Bible.
Supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in.
And I really need to find a female. I don't think that's gonna fly. Female workplace. What about her? Does she look like she's in recovery? Yeah, that's pretty decent. I'll work with that. All right, we're looking for production 604. I think, right? Yeah. Stock footage 604 goes in that folder, and then we're going to drag 604. Okay, well, let's do it before she gets her coffee.
Environment that encourages the success of their employees and support they need to foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
Yep, perfect. And then that goes there, and we need to drag our adjustment layer back a little bit. So now that we have the meat and potatoes down, that shot is going to be so short.
To foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
We're very excited.
F it, that works. Okay, then let's go back. What did I say?
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are...
They sent me the... Oh, wait, no, it's fine. Thought that was going to be so much smaller than it was.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace initiative to the state of Maine, giving...
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another adjustment layer. We're going to put it behind said logo. We're going to fill it with a blur. We'll go with a Gaussian blur. We'll make it, we'll just call it an even 40. And then we'll punch to see how long this will last.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace initiative to the state of Maine.
All right, so we'll take it that long. And then we'll place a keyframe right here. Place the keyframe right here, and we'll bring this back just ever so slightly so that it's going to punch in this whole
The Pine Tree Institute and
we can go back even more, actually. Let's take it back even more.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the recovery-friendly workplace initiative to the state of Maine, giving...
Then this, right about there, is when we'll come in here. We'll set a keyframe for our blurriness so that it's clear. So,
giving business owners the resources and support they need to foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
We're very excited.
He still looks dark. I think it's just this back area that's killing me. And I could fix it, but it would just take so freaking long. Yeah.
To be working
I'd
with
have
the
to
recovery-friendly
matte
workplace
all that
initiative
out.
for the state of Maine.
But I think he could still be brighter though. Like, just bring up the shadows just a little bit or something.
The state of Maine.
All right. I can't tell. I mean, it's better. It's just like this shot is so crisp.
We're very excited to be working with the Recovery-Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine. The state of Maine has invested in a statewide recovery-friendly workplace program and really fulfilling part of the state strategic.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because they need to proof it because I had to do a lot of wordsmithing with what they're talking about around because it's just really hard for people because nonprofits are so typically so complicated with their partnerships and who they're involved in, and they're trying to mention everybody, and it's like it just becomes this big word salad. And then what it is, like keeping it simple, gets really difficult to explain it in a platform method. Because if you're just asking somebody on the streets, hey, what is this? You could tell them in plain, simple language. But when you're producing a video about what your organization is, they feel obligated to mention all of these people and things and like plans and organizations and buzzwords. And it like suddenly you're listening to what they're saying and you're like, what are you talking about? So, I mean, it was originally 11 minutes of dialogue that I had to put down into like just under 3. I mean, I was trying to go for 2, but as you can see, I failed because I just couldn't make it happen without missing out on like half the elements that they were looking for.
Very excited to be working with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine.
So anyways, I need to put some titles. Let me hide my screen really quick, because I'm going to open up my email and I don't want to dox myself here. So I need to find the spelling of their names. Mark. Let me get a pen or something. I guess I can just type these out. Hold on. This is very unexciting for a moment here. Wow, he has a heck of a name. Glad I looked it up. Okay. All right, I think I should be in the clear now. Okay. So let me hear how he introduces himself in the raw.
We're very excited to be working. Oh, okay. So just, okay. Oh, glasses, no glasses.
It's so funny when people ask that.
I'm Larry McCullough, Executive Director of Pine Tree Institute.
Okay. Larry McCullough, Executive. I have to type out everything in a word processor before I type it into Premiere because there is no spell check function in Premiere. And so I have to triple check that everything is chill as heck before I even attempt at before I even make an attempt at typing it into a title. So go Larry Mick. Those dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty bad out there.
Yeah, it's every night, and Caden's like starving right now.
For real?
Yeah.
Should go take them out, you know what I mean? We got these dogs next door that are they bark just incessantly. Okay, Executive Director of Pine Tree Institute. We don't really need a say of. You can usually just do it like that. But I won't. Just because knowing how this will go down, I think that's going to be a mistake. And we'll just do, I don't even have Century Media or Century Gothic. We'll just do something pretty simple here. You know what, let's do Veranda. Veranda always looks really nice. It's just a nice basic font. And we'll make this bigger because, you know, people don't have young eyes like me. I'll go with Veranda regular. And that should be pretty good, right? Pine Tree Institute. See, look, I'm already spelling it wrong. Institute. You're getting a deep look into my inability to spell right now. Okay, Larry McCullough. And we'll put that right there. That's fine. That's going to fade in right as the shot enters.
We're very excited to be working with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine. The state of Maine has...
So that's kind of got to fade out as the shot changes. So we'll drag it over
The
just a
state of
little bit.
Maine. The state of Maine has invested in...
That works. Perfect. There's one. We'll just copy him over to our Miss, what's her name? Leslie Clark. How does she introduce herself?
And it's so important. The Portland Recovery Friendly Workplace and how amazing and wonderful it is. That's what I'm going to do.
Excellent. All right, I'm ready whenever you are. Take it away.
Name?
Yes, always start with your name.
I'm Leslie Clark, and I'm the Executive Director of the Portland Recovery Community Center, which serves also as the statewide hub for recovery community centers throughout the state of Maine. I'm also a person in long-term.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. She was a delightful person. Actually, all these people were wonderful. They're really interesting too. They're all really good to work with. I think they're doing an amazing thing. Executive Director of Portland Recovery Community Center. Did I hear that? Yeah, recovery. So, Executive Director of the Portland Recovery Community Center. That's going to have to be 2 lines for sure. There's no way I'm going to fit that. Yeah. We'll just double that right there. Take out my random period and Leslie Clark. That is just such an unfortunately long title there, isn't it? And she's a little bit shorter, so we'll bring it down like closer to here. Let's see how that looks.
Acknowledged and often doesn't get the support it needs in order to address the real issues.
It's so important as a
This shot comp is terrific. Looking at that with some fresh eyes. She's like so weighted to the center.
Doesn't get the support it needs in order to address the real issues.
It's so important as a way to begin to break down stigma that might prevent people who are in the workplace, who you heard earlier, are struggling with substance use disorder, or people who are already in recovery and seeking work, and helping employers understand what great employees they can be. Some examples that might create barriers for people.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, this guy who's got a double adjustment layer going on there. And then we're going to take Leslie once again. We'll put him out there and we'll find out his name, which is Mark Lev. He's got a wild name. The spelling of it, you'll see, it's hilarious.
What is your name? Oh, first
He's doing his color. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Do you hear the band? OCDC. It's the lead singer of Mike saying testing 1, 2, 3 for years. The rest of the band said okay. Hi, Mark. Dave, and I work Hi, I'm Mark.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I already knew this was gonna be tricky, so I actually already cut it out because he had a really hard time getting through that. A lot of people do. They really struggle with getting their name right because it's the first thing they're saying on
Anyone
camera.
who is interested in the recovery.
And,
Anyone who's interested.
oh no! Did I delete it?
On their customers, on their supply chain, on their community. I'm Mark Lefebvre, and I work at Pine Tree Institute as the Maine statewide director for the Recovery I am the Maine statewide director of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Program. Statewide director of the Recovery.
The Maine. Gotta write that down. That's a mouthful. Maine statewide. What?
I am the Maine statewide director of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Program.
Maine statewide director of the workplace recovery. Oh my God. What is it?
Statewide director of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Program.
Recovery friendly workplace program. Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay. Oh man, dude, that's so funny. Okay, Maine statewide director. Okay, that's all spelled correctly. Okay, back over here. All right. Wowie. Let's go back to our boy. I thought the last one was a mouthful. The Maine statewide director of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Program. They're going to have to clarify that title because that is ridiculous. I don't even know what to do with that. The Maine statewide director of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Program. I'm gonna have to make a note to tell them that we need to fix. Just be like, yo, can you guys give me like a better director? I'll just put this. I'll just put director of the Maine recovery. I feel like that's just a cleaner way of saying it. Recovery friendly. Wow, let's try this again. Friendly workplace program. Okay. And then let's do this. Wow, folks. This is what you came here for. And his name isn't Leslie. It is, in fact, Mark, with the most crazy spelling of a last name I've seen in a long time. God bless you. Here we go. Mark Gilbert. Let's go. Let's get
For
it.
the employer, and it's good for the worker.
The Recovery Friendly.
What happened there? What was
Employer,
that?
and it's good for the worker.
Oh. A little gap in our... Oh, man. I'm going to have to really watch through this stuff one more time to make sure I'm not sending them bunk.
It's good for the employer, and it's good for the worker.
The Recovery Friendly.
Hilarious. What happened? I hope that wasn't one
And
of
it's
those
good
deals.
for the worker.
The Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for Maine is designed to offer a common footprint for recovery-friendly workplace across the state. And what that means is
To connect people in recovery back to being part of their
workplace program. Please reach out.
And then I don't have a good thing for them, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to do what we did earlier, but reverse. We're going to add an adjustment layer, and we're going to go to our effects. We're going to find our Gaussian blur, effects controls, blurriness. Boom. Make it like 100 because I don't want to see his face, just because his eyes look around and stuff. And that ruins my corporate video immersion. And we'll have this ready for fade. Bring that up to like 400.
Recovery-friendly workplace program. Please reach out.
All right, sir.
Please reach out.
Please reach out. Then this will fade in there.
Workplace program. Please reach out.
And then how long can we hold that part on? Obviously, let's cut his audio out. How long does he sit there? No. Oh God, no. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll make a color matte. Make it white. We'll drag that over here. Put that right at the end of his video. And they'll go in. This is a nice little hack. It's called a transition called dip to white. This is the handiest little transition ever. I use it all the time. And we'll drag the logo out. And that just allows us to give a little bit more time. Obviously, the ending, I have to ask them. They're going to give me, like, you know, a website, and I'll put a proper call to action. This is just the first draft of this video. That's only meant to serve as a, hey, how's it look so far? So let's do a watch through, and then I think we're going to call it done.
The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the Recovery-Friendly Workplace Initiative to the state of Maine, giving business owners... The Pine Tree Institute and Portland Recovery Community Center are proud to bring the Recovery-Friendly Workplace Initiative to the state of Maine, giving business owners the resources and support they need to foster a supportive environment that encourages the success of their employees in recovery.
We're very excited to be working with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for the state of Maine. The state of Maine has invested in a statewide Recovery Friendly Workplace program, and really fulfilling part of the state strategic plan to address the opiate crisis in the state. 30% of the people that are currently working are struggling with substance use disorder. And the other thing that we know is that 70% of the people who are experiencing substance use disorder are working. So this is an issue that the state is dealing with, that businesses are dealing with, that all of our communities are dealing with, but which is often unacknowledged and often doesn't get the support it needs in order to address the real issues.
It's so important as a way to begin to break down stigma that might prevent people who are in the workplace, who you heard earlier, are struggling with substance use disorder, or people who are already in recovery and seeking work, and helping employers understand what great employees they can be. Some examples that might create barriers for people seeking employment are gaps in their resume. There may be periods of time when they weren't working if they were struggling with a substance use disorder. Employers that can accommodate that for these excellent workers, it's good for the employer and it's good for the worker.
The Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative for Maine is designed to offer a common footprint for recovery-friendly workplace across the state. And what that means is the same criteria across the state for businesses who express an interest in becoming a recovery-friendly workplace, that criteria that they need to meet in order to earn the designation and the logo. It's intentionally designed to be a light lift. It's an easy lift. We want businesses to focus on their businesses. We would be developing training kits, the marketing materials, the look and feel of the logo, based on this model of a coalition of local hubs.
Some of the things that people can find right in their local communities.
I gotta fix it. I gotta fix this really quick. That sum is so, it comes in so freaking loud. I just gotta fix that S. It's like insane.
Of local hubs.
Some of the things.
It's like still insane. This whole phrasing. The is like crazy. Oops, nope.
Some of the things.
Yeah, that's just better. And then we'll even bring down that S.
Some of the things.
Yeah, that was like every time I heard that, it would blow my hair back.
Some of the things that people can find right in their local communities through these local hubs are support groups, recovery coaching, telephone recovery support, meeting together and connecting with other people in recovery and having that kind of community. All of these things are available for free. Also being able to get connected to treatment, to family services, and then ultimately to employment if they're not currently employed, and working with employers and businesses to be able to connect people in recovery back to people in recovery back to being part of their community and giving back.
Anyone who's interested in the Recovery Friendly Workplace program, please reach out.
Okay. I got another absolute headache here. There we go. Needs a little space on the top of his head. Drives me nuts when I do that. You'll notice there's a couple spots with her because her hair is so tall. But if I give her too much space, suddenly her eyes are in the middle of the frame and she looks like she's short. And I don't like that either. So it's a balance
Are not
with
currently
these tall hair
employed,
people.
and working with employers and businesses to be able to connect people in recovery back to being part of their community and giving back.
Anyone who's interested in the Recovery Friendly Workplace program, please reach out.
Oh no. Oh no. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done here? So that needs to go bye-bye. There was a small goof there, but I fixed it. Small goof.
Program, please.
And then this should like honestly be like
Please
way out
reach out.
here. Maybe up to about here.
Program, please reach out.
Okay. Cool. We'll send that off. And that's a draft, ladies and gentlemen. That is a draft, if I've ever seen one. We'll hit them. Now we'll hit them with the 1080. They're not ready. They can't handle the 4K right now. They wouldn't know what to do with 4K. I like to make its own renders folder. B1. Oh, right. Well, that's all I have for you. I'm gonna upload this video file raw, completely unchanged. So if you've been here for the entire 47 minutes, that's what's up. I'm gonna upload this and then I'm gonna go eat a half a pint of ice cream. Get at me.